to say is, people say they us, but they don't want the suffering and the punishment that we take for being the actual Jews from the devil. They want to enjoy the benefits of being us, or saying they us, but when it come time to standing on the other side of the gun that the devil pointed us, they don't want no part of that. They don't want no part of what the stewards experience. With me being a steward and being a truck driver, knowing I descend from kings and actual people that was in the castles that we got other people in right now. Even saying they us. Many of the people that say they us was in the Caucasus Mountains and on the foothills of Russia when all the events of the Bible took place. But for some reason, my white brothers and sisters in America think that other people is us and we niggas. I don't understand it. But we gonna read the Bible today, and I'm gonna show y'all it's in your Bible, my white friends. You just don't like to read it. We gonna go to the book of Ezekiel, and let's start reading at the 35th chapter, shall we? Where my Christians at today? Let's come read with me, brothers. All right, chapter 35 of Ezekiel. I'm going to start reading at Ezekiel 35 and 9. Let's read, my brothers. Let's study together. Come study with Stone. 35 and 9. I will make thee a perpetual desolation, and thy cities shall not return. And ye shall know that I'm the Lord. Number one, whoever this is God talking about, remember I said this is a past tense book. So these people finna get destroyed by God, whoever we talking about, removed. God say they cities should never return. God say, then you will know that I'm the Lord. So right now in this moment, they don't know he the Lord. They don't even know the Lord. If they knew him, then they would put respect on our name. They wouldn't treat me the way they treat me if they knew the Lord. If they knew the actual Jesus and they knew the face of the actual Jesus, they would have way more respect for me and my people. Way more respect. So we know they don't know the Lord. Even my white Christian brothers and sisters in America are ignorant when it comes to this topic on who the Israelites is and who the people of the Bible is. Some kind of way they don't know this. No matter how many times we show them in here that the people say we black, we black, we black, we black, they keep pointing at other people saying they the people. No matter how many times we show them in this book that Jesus himself said it got people saying they us, that's not. White people ignore that scripture. Let's read. Then you will know that I'm the Lord. Let's go to verse 10. Because you have said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and I will possess it, whereas the Lord was there. We talking about Judah and Israel. This is what I want my white brothers that call themselves Bible scholars and call themselves Christians. I want them to pour them some coffee and tell me who is the two nations that was taken into bondage. We talking about two. We not talking about one. We not talking about a group of people that's already living somewhere and then people put a fence around them. No, we saying two nations that was stolen. Who was put on a boat? Who was put on a boat? Let's not act like we ignorant and like we can't read. God said, you went over there to Europe and you put my people, the stewards, the tribe of Judah, on them boats. You went over there with Oliver Cromwell. You cut off one of King James' son's head. You took us into bondage. You went over there to France. You cut off a couple of more of the stewards' heads over there. and you took us into bondage over there. The boats landed in Haiti. They landed in Jamaica. They landed in America. Even landed in New Orleans. That's how my people get here. That's how we get here. You went to West Africa and you went got my Israel and you brought them over here as well. You told your white people that you went got some slaves from Africa. You left out the Europe part. We left the Europe part all the way out. Why you ain't tell them the part about Europe? I'll wait. How did the Stewards get in America in the first place? If you ain't get them from Europe, how they got over here? This is what we talking about when we talking about this big artificial statue that we've been talking about the last couple of days, which God took one stone and knocked it down. And the reason God knocked it down, because he said that lie, that artificial lie, that's in opposition of my Israelites, of my tribe of Judah, it stands opposed to the house of David, shall not stand on the physical plane. It's coming down. These are the artificial structures and the lies that the age of Pisces was built on. Remember, I told you, brothers, they had to tell one lie to cover up another one. Then they had to tell another lie to cover up another one. Then they had to lie on me to cover up what they was doing me. Then they had to lie on my daddy to make excuse to do me stuff. Then they had to come back and lie on the stewards and say we wasn't who we said we was and show white people. Then they had to come back and lie on the Indians that was already in Louisiana, was the Turners, which I'm kin to too. They had to lie on the Turners and say Nat Turner was a messed up person. Then they had to come back and lie on the Seminoles and say they was from somewhere else and they wasn't who they said they was, and they was some type of other people. Then they had to lie on the California Indians and say they wasn't even here and they was a whole different race of people. Then we found out about the Alamo and we found out that the Black Moors set that up, so they had to lie on the Alamo. Then they had to lie on Alabama, because we found out the Moors set that up too, as well as St. Augustine, Florida. We found out black people set that up. They had to lie about that too. What about Central Park in New York? What about the Egyptian village that was found there in Old Dirty Bastard? They had to lie about that too. Then they lied on Chief Blackhawk, but you could see his black face on all them hats. Then you could look at the Washington Redskin old picture and see my grandfather on there. Mic drop. This why you took that image off. All I got to do is turn sideways and they can see the nose in there. They can see the image of the Washington Redskin. Like, come on, dude. Come on, dude. So you built lies on top of lies on top of lies. That's why that statue was brass, wood, iron, metal, silver, gold. You just keep changing the story. Now you had to lie with the Jews, so you had to go find some more Jews, and they had to lie about that. That's why Jesus said, I know you who say you Israel, but not. So this is what I want y'all to know. This for my white people and my white friends that's really Christians, that study with me, and this for the ones that's playing church, that's watching my video. Because you got to be playing church if you're standing in front of Jesus' land and not telling the truth. You got to be playing church. Why are you willing to so freely accept a lie? If we tell you y'all was in the Caucasus Mountains when the events of the Bible happened, and you go do research on your own people and find out y'all was there, why do you let them show you white Jesus and white people saying they the Jews and all this thing? Y'all just go with that stuff. Why don't y'all do the research? I'll wait. So why do y'all live this lie in front of God? Like God sitting up there looking down at y'all. God said, when y'all came kidnap my Jews, I saw y'all. Let's read it again. Ezekiel 35:9. This is why they don't read this in church. Right? Ezekiel 35:10. Because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine. I will possess it. But the Lord was there. So you said we belong to you. Y'all even gave us social security numbers. So y'all said we was y'all property. But the Lord said he was there. So when people seeing all this stuff happening and the stuff that's going to be happening in the future, it's going to be the hand of God on those that kidnapped and stole us from Europe and from Africa and then stamped us with a false name. They niggers. They African American. And then gave somebody else our title. Oh, they the that's them. They the ones. All of us sitting there like, no, man, them people came from Russia. Like, what you talking about? They from Ukraine. Mic drop, white people. Look at the bricks you got on the wall. Look at that big statue you got. The whole world looking at it like, I mean, all us. And then you say, why? Look, I want you to use common sense with me for a second. Russia. So we talking about a group of people that was up there with the Russia. If the Russian if Russia and China and all them friends, why would they sit there and allow that lie to go through like that? Russia sitting there like, no, let me show y'all who Jesus and them is. They black. Russia said, I'm tired of these lies. It's hypocrisy. These people that y'all talking about just left Russia a couple of years ago. Russia like, man, them people left us in the 1920s. They was just in Ukraine. So how they made themselves into the blacks? We still trying to figure this out. I told my white friends, I said, all right, show me their names in the Bible. And then we going to show you all the black people in here. From Johnson to Matthews to the Moses, half of them is my family. We going to show you the Daniels. I'm a David too. So that's why I say I'm the house of David. We're going to show you the David. Why is all these last names is the name of black people? But the people you talking about got names like Roethlisberger, Reuben Toner, Dinner Turner, them European names. We the black Jews will stand in front of that gun that the devil got for us then. Because he hate us. We are the perpetual lower class white people. This is what we want y'all to see. Where if you, us, why you got all the money and all the stuff? Like, come on, bro, the devil don't like the Jews. He not going to let you get nothing, man. We is the perpetual lower class. Everybody come to America, y'all give loans to, but don't give us nothing. Y'all is in black people land right now. That's what I'm telling y'all. Y'all in black people land giving loans to other foreign nations that move here and denying black people money. But it's making us a perpetual lower class, but at the same time telling us we not the Israelites, somebody else is, who got all the money and all the stuff. Like, man, you crazy. The devil don't play that. Say, bro, y'all stop disrespecting the devil. Because that's what y'all doing when y'all keep saying, they the Jesus people. And the devil looking like, man, you crazy. I hung hundreds of thousands of Jesus people. Right there in America. We hung so many of them black Jews. The devil said, I ain't let the Jews get rich. Come on, on, white people, stop playing with us. Right? So look, we was the two nations that got stolen. Nobody else. It ain't another nationality of people on the planet that could say they two countries got stolen. We the only people that could say, yeah, they came and got us from Europe. Then we can show you Judea in Africa, and we can show you the boats went to West Africa. For the people that act like they ain't got no understanding, go get the book, The Negro Question by Lee Cummings, and you'll have the information. So don't sit there and act like we don't know what he talking about. Okay, go get The Negro Question by Lee Cummings, white people, and read it. And he'll show you the pictures and everything. Look, this is what we talking about. We'll show you the ship manifestos and everything. This is y'all putting the stewards on the boat. This when y'all put them in France, because y'all act like y'all got amnesia. Then y'all went to Africa and got the rest of the Jews. And y'all brought all the Jews to America. We came over here singing Negro spirituals. We was already with Jesus. We taught y'all the Bible. Y'all lied to other white people. They were savages that we taught the Bible. Well, who taught us Negro spirituals? Mic drop. Like, stop playing with y'allself. So stop playing church. Because all y'all doing is bowing down to that big statue. The lie is the big statue. That's why God knocked it down. When you read the Bible, let's go to Daniel 2 and 25. I don't have time to play it all. We're going to go to Daniel 2 and 25. I'm going to just be about my daddy's business and handle his business right quick. Daniel 2 and 45. Let's read. Daniel 2 and 45. For as much as thou saw that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it break to pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great God have made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and this dream is certain. So why y'all think y'all can avoid this by fighting wars and assassinating people and trying to keep? That's what I'm telling y'all. By telling one lie to hide another lie, then telling another lie to cover up that lie, then killing the person that told the truth about that, then killing the person that told the truth about that. Dude, let's bomb them and start a war with them to hide this truth. And man, y'all is the devil, dude. Don't nobody embrace lies but the devil. Nobody's running the operation to sabotage the planet but the synagogue of Satan. To sabotage the planet. The whole planet is looking at these people. All us looking at y'all. Number one, you got to realize the whole planet black. All these topics we address. Everybody came from Africa. So the Arabs black, the Asians black, the Hispanics black, and we black. So all us looking at you. You got to realize you crossing all us at one time. This is what I've been trying to tell my white brothers. Don't get caught up in that with the synagogue of Satan. Especially if you're a Christian. If you're a Christian, you need to be the church. You don't need to be the synagogue of Satan if you know you're a Christian. Let's keep reading what the Bible says. Ezekiel 36 and 5. Let's read it. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen. The residue, we all know what residue is. Whenever you wash something, you leave residue on the glass, the leftovers of the heathen. All right? And against Idume, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of their heart, and cast my people out as prey. So they put us out of the real Israel. We gone, we over here. We not over there, man. We're here, white people. That's Idume that you talking about. He said they grabbed Jerusalem and all that. They took his land with the joy of their heart and said it belonged to them. When y'all gonna read this, white people? Ezekiel 36 and 5. When y'all gonna read it? We truth seekers. All right, be a truth seeker about that Ezekiel 36 and 5. Let's read it again. Therefore, thus said the Lord, Surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea. That gotta be, you gotta be Idumea because you definitely ain't us. And we don't know what your real name is, so you must be Idumea. And Idumea which have appointed my land into their possession. So God says somebody then claimed his land and said it belonged to them. And God said, and with a despiteful heart cast out my people as prey. Put us out as prey. So drew down on us, kicked us out, put us on chains, put us on boats, brought us over here. Then they moved in and started saying they was us. Let's read. So this is why God broke that big statue. This is why God broke that big statue himself. So when they fight, they don't be fighting against people. They be fighting against God, and they don't even understand that. So how can you be a Christian when you standing with that big statue? Make me know it. Like, make us know it, because all us Israelites sitting there looking at y'all, we like, why y'all think the Israelites keep calling y'all Babylon over here? That's why they keep saying it, because they saying they support the big statue. And they keep saying they Christians, but they keep standing with the people that stole our stuff. We the Israelites. So how you mean? You ain't giving us a chance to be ourselves because you keep saying you us. Now you understand. This is what we tell people. So this is what we telling white people. And this is what we telling white Christians. You say you support God people. Well, here we go. Support us. Stop spitting on us. Do research before you label somebody. And you will simply see, oh, this is what happened. Like, this is what happened. Like, what y'all talking about? Everything add up, line on line, precept on precept. If I could take you back, because I could take you back and show you when people was in Ukraine calling it something else. And we know that's Russia. So if the Russians said we the Jews, how y'all saying something different? That's what we trying to figure out with white people. They know what they talking about. The people was up there with them. That's what's making them say that. They like, dude, y'all Russian. If anything, y'all was with us. So now y'all became Arabs all of a sudden? Oh, so y'all black now. So since y'all moved over there, now y'all the black people. It's crazy. This is why they simply showed everybody the pictures. Russell said, we tired of this, man. Let's show everybody who the Jews is. Russell like, let's show the people who this. Russell like, we tired of this, man. People running around, they saying this, they and dissing everybody and speaking on everybody. Russell said, this the Jews right here, and showed buku pictures of black people. America ignored it. So the people in America, they ignored it and they kept going with the statue. Why? So why you keep going to church if you ain't gonna stand up with God people? This the stuff that I be wanting to know. I be wanting to know, well, what they going to church for if they not going to heaven. That's why Jesus say, everybody say, Lord, Lord, should not enter the kingdom of heaven. Because how you going to be down there spitting on my people with some people that's stealing their identity and land? Like, what are you doing, white people? And you acting like you don't know what's going on. Every country in the nation that showed these white people in America who we is. I done saw Germany show them. I done saw France. I done saw Italy show them. I done saw Iran show y'all. I saw Syria show y'all. Egypt, Russia. Everybody showed y'all. Everybody showed y'all the same pictures. Look, the Jews are black, just like the ground. Everybody showed y'all that. But for some reason, the white people in America keep saying, we niggas and other people is the Jews. And the other people keep saying, no, we not. And America say, what the other people say? Them people say we Jewish. We never said we were Jew. We say we Jewish. We're like the Jews, but we not. We never said that. You white people said that. Now you see what I'm saying. Them brothers never said they was Judah. We said we was Judah. White people. My brothers over there never said that. They never told y'all that. They said they was Jewish. We said we're Judah. That's two different things, bruh. How white people, come on, listen to me. Because y'all act like y'all can't hear or don't have no understanding about this or something. Like some kind of way y'all confused. We niggas, but the other people is Jew. And the other people saying, no, we not. We Jewish. Those people that y'all calling niggas is Judah.